being, I'm a full machine. I ain't holier than thou, I don't judge, I sing. Just staying down for the come up till I reign supreme. Let's get it. Yeah, hit boy, we got another one. Ha. Man, y'all boys ain't ready for this, man. I'm still grinding, I'm still hungry, hungrier than ever. I feel unstoppable, losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright light.
It's week 4 of the National Football League. And here comes Denzel Ward, who played his part to perfection last week with 3 interceptions. It's the Commanders and the Giants on third.
Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. If he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They moved the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Well, this defense for the Commanders, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Well, these two teams met at MetLife Stadium earlier this year, with the Giants winning that one. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. Now Jones. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he... here right at the 20-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wilson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. This is Chase Claypool. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Jones. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jones. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Shoves him aside. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Decided to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah. Your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. He said, who cares? I'm going to light the book on fire.
Yeah, analytics, everyone else. Be warned, he's coming for you.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 22 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room, in the cold tub, trying to get his legs back for this game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. To throw is Wilson. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Running for it, here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it. And it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal. So it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway. They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed, that time. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Giants will take over here at their own 12-yard line. On first down, they'll start out with Akers. Evades him at the 20. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 26. 10-0 the score after one on EA's Giant Football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off-play action. Jones. He finds Sutton crossing the formation complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, completion here to Claypool. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down, it's Walker. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Into the hands of London. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Operating from the gun, Jones. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
They go play action with Wilson. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete there to Moore. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of 9 there, and it puts him in better shape here for 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Alec Ingold, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Well, the offense trots back out, ready for this next drive. And there's the running back, Cam Akers. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Here's a run with Akers on second down. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. And Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 36, Wilson. He gets it complete to Harris. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, here's Walker. And he's got some space here. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. They'll run again with Harris. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Good job there defensively to push them back on 1st down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not because they can kick the field goal and get it back within a score, but you know that's not what they're thinking right now. A field goal has to be their last option.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. McPherson's kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So they were... coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They're trying to get back on track. They had the loss last week to the Dallas Cowboys. The good news, they've got the lead right now. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Logan Wilson that time there to bring him down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 39, Jones finding Sutton on the out route who makes the catch. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Going right back to Akers. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run,
can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success.
Touchdown, Giants! Dallas Goedert with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive 7 plays in length. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a
trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. He's got his man London right side. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Play action. It's Wilson. He's got this complete to Williams. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. On 1st down, Wilson. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Wilson now off the bootleg. And he fires one incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And intercepted. Wilson's third of the game. And the Giants are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 111 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. This is certainly not what this offense wants to see. That's Chris Godwin shaken up following that last play. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. A give up the middle to Akers. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now Jones. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. They'll run on first down with Akers. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Akers not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Cam Akers, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that
he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Over the middle, caught by London. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. They hand this off to Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they stop him with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. They run for it with Harris.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Najee Harris
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Commanders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
They're going to run it with Harris.
This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Now out come the Giants.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Giants, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia.